Hi guys, today we're working on lesson 33. We're talking about true false. So the title is called Truth About Graphs. So if you have a graph, draw a picture, and you have, let's say you have a line here. If there's a point on this graph and you plug in those coordinates, it would make your equation true. Now, this packet will be going over inequalities. That means we're going back to the alligator mouth. So all we're doing for today is plugging in x values and y values and seeing if it makes our equation or our inequality true. So if you look at exercise number 1, it says consider the linear equation y equals 4 times x plus 2. Consider just means look at. In part A says, does the point 210 lie on the graph of this equation? Justify your answer. So justify just means show some work. And they tell us we have the point x equals 2, y equals 10. So to see if this thing is true or false, I'm going to plug a 10 in for y and a 2 in for x. See if it's true or false. So let's rewrite this. So just to kind of recap, I have this equation, y equals 4x plus 2, and I'm going to plug a 10 in for y, and 4x means 4 times x, so 4 times 2 plus 2. Now we have to evaluate. I have a 10 on the left, and I'm going to put that in my calculator or do it in my head. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. Look, both sides are equal, so this thing is true. And if it's true, let's answer the question. Does the point 210 lie on the graph? Yep. So I'm going to say the point 210 is on the graph. Now we're going to use the same equation. So I'm going to rewrite it here. Y equals 4x plus 2. This time, they want us to check the point -1, 4. So we're going to plug a 4 in for y, a -1 in for x, and evaluate. So we have a 4 over here. Now we're going to put that in our calculator. You can use a graphing calculator, a cell phone calculator. You can use your own head. It doesn't matter. So 4 times -1 is -4 plus 2, and we get -2. This is not equal, so it's false. So this point, -1, 4, is not on the graph. Make sure you answer the question. Nope, it's not on the graph. Okay, same idea now, except we have inequalities. And going back to the beginning of the year, inequalities have the alligator mouth. It's greater than, less than, or some type of combination of that and equal to. So our instructions say determine for each of the following inequalities whether the point lies on the graph. So again, if it's true, it's on the graph. If it's false, it's not on the graph. So here we have 4 is x, 1 is y. I'm going to plug those numbers into our inequality. 1 greater than 2 times 4 minus 5. So same thing, I'm going to evaluate. 2 times 4 is 8 minus 5 is 3. Remember, the alligator mouth bites the bigger number. In this case, it's biting the 1, so that is false. So I'm just going to say whether the point given lies on the graph. False, not on graph. You could say the 0.41 is not on the graph, but I'm feeling a little lazy. Okay, pause the video for each one of these. Try them and then come back and watch and see how I do them. See if yours matches mine. So x is 2, y is 8. I'm going to plug those in. X plus y less than equal to 10. Evaluate. So 10. Well, since there is an equal to bar here, we would say this is true. So it's on the graph. Moving on down here, x is -3, y is 2. So y less than, make sure you put parentheses around that negative number. Now for this one, I'm actually going to show some work. -3 squared means -3 times -3. So that is a +9. And 9 minus 4 is 5. Alligator mouth bites the 5. So this is actually true. So that point, -3, 2, is on the graph. This one, it's got a fraction, but that's okay. We know fraction just means divide. So -1 goes in for y, -6 goes in for x. -1. Okay, let's think about order of operations. Of course, you could put this in your graphing calculator if you're at school, but if you're doing this at home and you don't have a graphing calculator, you might need to find an alternative. So what I'm going to do is evaluate this first. So I have 6/3, which is 2. Either way, a negative isn't bigger than a positive, so this is false. So therefore, our point -6, -1 is not on graph. I'm going to start a new video for the next page. So go to the next link and you'll hear me in a second.